What's up, Dragon Brood? This is one I know some people have probably been waiting on. And I have to admit, I kind of am too. And I know that's weird because I'm the one that makes the decks and plays the videos. But we actually get to play Clerics, which is always fun. Y'all know I like Cleric decks. It's a popular one here on the channel. But we get to play Pyre of Heroes. And that's a big deal because when this card came out, everybody was saying, oh, it's for the Cleric deck. There's so many things we can do. And it just was never good enough. But now I think we have a point where it actually might be good enough. And that's actually pretty exciting because it opens up the door for other clerics we can play, other new cards we can fit in, and we get to play an underplayed, underappreciated card like Pyre of Heroes, and it actually feels like a new card, which is also kind of awesome. It's almost like getting a bonus secret card out of Forgotten Realms, if that makes sense. But anyway, we get to play with several forgotten cards, honestly, in this list. So I think people are going to really appreciate that. And it actually was pretty competitive against a whole variety of things. So that was fun too. And this one kind of surprised me a little bit. So I hope people really appreciate this. I will say it is very strategic. And there's a lot of tight little decisions that matter quite a bit in this list. But there's other times too, it's just going to do its thing and you don't have to think too hard. So it does a little bit of both. And I don't know how it's going to end up for everybody. So this should be a good one. But let's go get into the video. Before we get into this though, real quick, let me say if you haven't, please remember to check out shop.ultrapro.com. They are a sponsor of all my content and they support many other Magic content creators. If you find something you like over at shop.ultrapro.com, just take down the name and number. If you don't want to order directly, you can go to your local game store and they can order it for you. You can support your store. They'll get their normal percentage. You get a cool product. And Ultra Pro's cool with that. They actually support local game stores in addition to other content creators. So be sure to check out shop.ultrapro.com. And I want to say thank you again. I know I said this yesterday, but I can't say it enough. All of you regulars that are coming by. And if you're not a regular, or maybe you are a regular and you haven't yet, remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because it's really helping the channel grow. I have it right here from the YouTube app itself telling me that because my regular viewers have started liking things, leaving comments, full comments, but also sharing the video, doing all that stuff, more people subscribing, they are recommending the video to more viewers. So the channel's growing, we're getting more exposure. This is helping so very much, and I want to say thank you for that. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to some clerics. So we're going to start at the top, and the first new card we are playing in this list is Cleric class. The reason is we're gaining life. We're gaining a bunch of life, and this is going to get us more life. So yeah, we love it, and we're into it. The other thing is, too, getting to put counters on things when we have so many cards that gain life, it's kind of hard to not want to play this, right? It's like getting to play Heliod, even though Heliod's not in the format. So love it. Soulmender. This card's actually kind of inconspicuous. I almost didn't put it in the list initially, but after messing around with it a little bit, I came back to it and said, you know what? If we can just gain life every turn, it really helps so many cards in this list, so why not do it? And if we need something to toss to the Pyre of Heroes, we can just go up and get a better card. We have several quality things at 2 mana that we'd like to have anyway, so it works for that too. But then we have Hallowed Priest, because if we're gaining life every turn, then we might as well be gaining counters and getting bigger creatures. Same thing with an Impassioned Orator. We are able to get life every time a creature comes into play. Then we have Cleric of Lifespawn. This is going to gain life every time a cleric comes into play. And then the first time you gain life on the turn, you get a +1/+1 counter. Now, a fun thing as well is, like, remember something like Soulmender, you don't have to use it on that turn. So you can gain life from playing a creature on your turn, and then use Soulmender during your opponent's turn, and then you get an additional token, a +1/+1 counter on your Cleric of Lifespawn. Then we have Pyre of Heroes. This is the card. This is the thing. This is one of the main reasons we wanted to play this deck. And it actually works. So during your turn, you can pay 2 and sacrifice a creature, and then you go find another creature from your library that shares a type with it, that has the mana value equal to 1 plus that creature's mana value. So it's not even up to or anything, so you can't swap out for another equal cost. You do have to go get something that costs more. But it's actually pretty good, especially when we have ways to get stuff back out of our graveyard, when we have ETB triggers. There's just like so many things we could do with this. So should play out the way we hope. Now, this is one of the downsides of this list, is we're only playing 2 Elite Spellbinders. And I kind of want to find room for an extra one, but I'm just not sure where yet. The fun thing about this, though, is that because we do have Pyre of Heroes, it's kind of like having an extra one that we can go get. So it's really not that bad. It's not that surprising. But, you know, it's such a good card, I'd like to be able to just cast more of them. Then we have Righteous Valkyrie, because when you have things coming into play constantly and getting life, this is good. And there's a good chance we're going to be able to hit that 27 life mark fairly often. So we'll see how that works out. Then Taborax, Hope's Demise. Now this is a fun one because we do have multiple ways that we could possibly get our mana or our counters up there with the Cleric class pretty quickly. If so, we're going to end up with Taborax also having lifelink, but every time another creature dies, we do get to draw a card. If you have Taborax plus like Pyre of Heroes, then it's very possible that you can sack a thing, get a thing into play, and draw a card. Or even better, if you have something like Aura, well now you sacked a thing, you got a thing out of the graveyard, that came into play, possibly you gained life, you got a card trigger from Taborax, like then you searched out your thing from the Pyre, right? This is like one big Voltron deck of Clerics. It's actually pretty sweet. And we are playing 4 Auras for that very reason. And then we have 2 Drana. And I know Drana, like, this is the other reason I wanted to play this deck, right? Drana is the card that so many people have wanted to shove into a deck, but Drana is just not ever good enough because your opponent gets to pick the thing you get, right? But if you already have things like Aura getting stuff out of the graveyard, then it's not that weird to be able to play Drana because you're not going to have that much in the yard anyway. You may have even gotten most of the good stuff out, so they end up having to give you something like a Valkyrie or an Aura or something. And then it's not nearly as badly. Now, the fun part is it does come back as a bigger creature, which is pretty awesome, and it's possible that you can also, like, get Drana out of harm's way, potentially. So there's just a lot of stuff going on here that could be very good, especially in the later stages for this deck. So we'll see how it all works out. Now, for the lands, pretty simple. We're playing 8 plains, 7 swamps, 4 bright climb pathway, 4 shine, shadow, snarls. We're not playing any of the creature lands. I did consider putting that in there, but we don't really want to get to a ton of mana, and we're also dedicating mana to things like Pyre of Heroes anyway, so we wouldn't ever have that many opportunities to activate the creature lands. Now, I would say, if you end up playing against a whole bunch of control-type decks or whatever, then go ahead and add a couple of the creature lands because it doesn't really hurt anything for the most part. But if your game's going to go longer, you'll actually have a chance to activate them and use them. But this is where we're going to go for now, and I think it's going to work out for us. But you know what I tell you always. Remember to watch to the end of the video because we do a follow-up and let you know what cards we would replace in this list or how we would update it going forward. And then I give you a card spotlight to help you out. Maybe make some money, make a good trade, and we'll learn about a little something that maybe you didn't know about in the history of Magic. Oh, thanks for getting a great stream, Earl. Thank you for coming by and watching. Okay, this... I'm going to keep it, but this is kind of probably one of the worst hands I think we could open with. I mean, we can cast stuff, but we can't really do much with it at the moment. Hey, thanks for sharing it as well. That's actually super helpful. You know what's funny? I actually was going to be sad about this board not being interactive with all the stuff on it. But it turns out if you click this little dragon enough, it gets angry and opens his eyes. And he's not happy with us. Okay, we'll play this duder. So this is going to be kind of bad because they're going to have a bunch of flyers. We're never going to get to punch through. So this is going to get really silly. Though, I don't know, we're going to have creatures that are possibly going to be gigantic. But it depends on what version they're playing, right? If they have, like, apparitions and stuff, like, it probably plays into their favor more than ours. But we'll see. Oh, that's going to be a problem. For sure. Do not like. That is a problem. Okay. Well then. We'll attack for what meager 1 point we can get in there. Okay. Let me draw my little healer dude, our little 1/1. That would be great this turn. So I can get 2 triggers on our Hallowed Priest. I would love that. Alright, we're just going to get bashed in the face and go to 12. Because I'm definitely not blocking. I couldn't even answer that, Skip. But lots is the answer. Just lots. All right, there are going to be a billion little duders. This is going to get ugly really fast for us. That was not... I mean, it's not a bad card to draw. It's just not good for us to draw. Man, what do we do here? I don't know if we can win this, actually, from the situation that we're in. Yeah, this is just bad. I mean, I was thinking, like... we can activate, but man, if we don't... I mean, we take another hit. But then next turn, we would gain a pretty significant amount of life. We could pump this up pretty big if we were to draw a land, because we get to play this and this. Man, I don't like it, but I think that's our only option here. No attacks. Hopefully they don't have a way to remove our Valkyrie. If they do, we're in trouble. If they remove the Valkyrie, I think it's just game over. We're taking a minimum of 6 here. And if I'm the opponent, I'd probably just attack with all the flyers anyway. Like, letting me block one. Well, I don't know. Unless they have... their hand could just be a bunch of land, for all I know. Alright, just the Clarion Spirit. Alright, that's actually the best thing that could have happened to us. Alright, so no blocks. Hopefully they don't have 2 spells left in hand. Ooh, well... that's going to be a little bit of a thorn in our side as well. Okay. Oh, well, hey, hold up. I was not planning on drawing that. That is really good. Okay, so now the question becomes... no, we got to do this. Because it's just way more life. It just buys us more time. Make this big. Play this. Make this big. Do we keep making that big? I feel like that's excessive after a point. But I guess we still do it. Okay, no attacks. So the next turn we can play a Cleric class out, then play Taborax, and then try to turn things around while we stare at a whole pile of angels on the opposite side with all these spirits. Man, I thought we were going to be just dead pretty quick. This one probably won't be up on YouTube until the weekend. I have the Nihilist that's got to go up tomorrow. Which, that one's super fun. That one's, like, spectacular. If anybody's watching this on YouTube right now, go back and watch the Nihilist. It's really fun. Well, I wanted that a long time ago. Now we got other things we need to be doing. Alright. Here comes a whole bunch of life gain triggers. Make this Taborax big because it'll gain life. Yep, exactly. These cards can hang. Don't sell yourself short there. Oh, where were you turn 1? Alright, well, hopefully you live, little buddy. Nope, that's not a good sign. Oh, I don't mind having duplicates of these, though. Would you like to kill my Cleric of Lifespawn? The answer looks like no. How about no? Oh, Jeebus. Alright, so you've got Redain, Sigrid. You do have double white, so Sigrid's going to be annoying. There's a Gelatinous Cube. Oh, my goodness. The opponent basically played black-white removal with creatures. It's all creature-based removal. This is pretty cute because then they could flash in all these things that have, like, ETB triggers, which is kind of funny. Ooh, boy. Sigrid's annoying. Redain's annoying. Like, I don't even know, man. I feel like Elite Spellbinder's more of a problem, and we just let them have Redain. I mean, and if they leave Sigrid up, then we just attack with the Spellbinder, I guess. Yeah. I mean, what were we gonna do? It was gonna kill something, one way or the other. Like, we knew it was there. But they didn't know this was here. Alright, so sadly we gotta take Sigrid now. And this... Oh, okay, that has flash, not flying. Yeah, this is going to get ugly because the gelatinous cubes kind of... they have two of them. This is going to make it kind of difficult to do anything we want to do here. So we're going to have to be pretty careful how we handle things. And this gets any creature, right? Yeah, it doesn't even have restrictions. It just eats whatever it wants. I assume you just cube the other one, right? Nope, just gonna redain. That's a peculiar choice. I thought they might have actually cubed the other one. So now what do we do? Because we don't necessarily want to play Drana when we know there's gelatinous cubes out there. I mean, sack this. Just start working the chain, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know what else we're going to do here. I'm at a loss. The opponent's deck's pretty cool, though, honestly. Alright, so that opens the door for Drana to hit. Ooh. Alright, so let's say you don't want us to have this. You could flash, flicker everything, have Gelatinous Cube come back, eat this and this. That's a lot, but possible, I suppose. I wonder if it's worth it to sack this, go get a Righteous Valkyrie. And then I could play this. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to gain a point. And then I'm going to sack this. And then we're going to go get this. And then the idea is that it's going to draw attention away from the Valkyrie for next turn. Hopefully. That's the plan. The opponent didn't cast anything. That's highly suspect. If there were ever a time something was going to be suspicious, that was it. Though they could just flash this, block, do all the shenanigans. So maybe that's what they're planning on. Alright, Drana's going to do a thing. Gets us some life. Unfortunately, that's 26 and not 27. I mean, if we attack, we're basically going to be trading the Hallowed Priest and Clarion Spirit for the two Elite Spellbinders, I'm assuming, right? Don't love it, not going to lie, but hey, if it is what it is, sure. Alright, Sigrid comes down, get to eat one, that's fine. Okay. That actually is not that bad. Okay. Oh, they had another gelatinous cube. For real? Oh my gosh, how brutal is that? And they still have the mana to play the other dude out of hand. Ugh, that's heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. That's hurtful on so many levels. Okay, so... I mean, we're still in this. This is just a weird game, man. I kind of don't care if they free up any combination of these creatures. The only one that's bad is Sigrid getting flickered. Trades for, like, Drana, and that sucks. So we don't like that. But this actually is at the end of turn, right? Enters the battlefield. Any number of other target creatures goes phase out. Oh, so they're phased out. So they don't, yeah, they definitely don't come back immediately. Okay, so I think we do this. Let's level this up. What can we even get back? Up to 3 or less. We can just get back a Clerical Lifespan, I guess. Okay. Let's get some things. I mean, they get to choose, so we'll get a junky creature. Yeah, yeah. Put the counter here, I guess. So if they double block to kill it, we get 2 things. Alright, so it phases. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, sure. Like, come get it. Uh-oh, what's going on here? No, opponent's just going to get rid of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. Here's some things. Counter. Gain a life. Put the counter on Drana. Yep, things were about to go badly. Ooh, yes, we keep this. And then we just hope that things go really well for us. And if they don't, we just cry ourselves to sleep. Or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, that's not a bad card to draw there. I don't think this Cleric's gonna live very long, but hey. That's a problem for future us. If it does live, though, we're in pretty happy times. If you attack, I won't block opponent. Secret. Yep, no blocks. Oh man, for all that's great, please let us draw a land. For either reason, being able to play Aura or play this and sack something, both would be great. Because even just sacking this into an Angel would probably be pretty good if I knew it was going to follow up with Aura the next turn. Yeah, opponent's just dead. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to keep it. Let's keep it for science. Because it's possible we draw a little, like, 1-mana healer. So we could play healer on 2. Be gaining 3 life a turn, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of scenarios that make this okay. They're probably all terrible. Alright. If this is an aspirant, that's probably going to put a lot of pressure on us. Okay, it's Warhound. That's rough, but not as bad. That's okay. You know, that's actually a mistake. I should have played this first. Because there was a chance they played like a non-snowland. Because it's very possible they could have done like snow something, non-snow, and then they wouldn't have been able to kill this. Or kill this, I mean, because it would have been 4 tough. Or even if they did have a snowland, 4 toughness would have been too much. Alright, no attacks. We're not giving up that yet, since we're getting to gain bonus life. Icing Death. You're cute. Alright, so we're going to play this to gain more life. And then we're going to play this and have big monsters. Let's get in there with an 8/8. We'll keep this dragon at bay. Mostly because they can't turn it into equipment or whatever. Okay, that was quick. Definitely mulliganing this. keeping this. Man, this is actually a tough choice. I actually kind of want all these. Let's go with this. Because I have a feeling Spellbinder might be more important. Oh, no, but what I was saying is I kind of want to know if people want to see me do limited content as far as draft or sealed. Because I even have a bunch of free draft tokens and stuff. But the thing is, and I've mentioned this before, that I don't necessarily, like, I like playing limited in paper because I'm usually playing for something, you know, like a tournament where there's prizes, or we're playing a money draft or something or whatever. There's stakes involved, right? Whereas where I'm just drafting online, I don't have the interaction and the table talk and stuff. And it's just not as fun for me. So one of the things, as I decided, is I would be willing to do the draft content if people were okay with me doing it in a way that is, I don't know, like we'd be drafting, but then I probably would just build the decks. I would have no interest in playing the games, right? We would just go through the motions, see what type of decks we could build, how, you know, talk through the draft and whatnot, and then just call it a day. This is a good, interesting situation here from the opponents, because they can actually even play this and kick it next turn because of that treasure. Chariot's annoying. Gnarly Professor's annoying. I think this is the more annoying thing, so we got to stop that, I think. We attack. But yeah, I actually don't mind limited play. It's just not as exciting for me, unfortunately. And I don't know, maybe just that level is not fun for people. Oh, you say if I just talk through the draft, you'd watch? Okay, something to consider. Alright, lots of life for the opponent. Yep, attack I am not blocking. Hoping for a land here, really, for Aura is what we're hoping for. That did not happen. That's a bit of a problem. I guess we're going to go with this. This at least lets us get a card, potentially. No attacks. Not sure what we're going to do here. I was really hoping to get to play Aura that turn. Yeah, that's a problem. And now they get to play... Well, they don't get to play Professor yet. We'll likely just trade for the Chariot. Actually, I don't even know if we trade with the Chariot, truthfully. We might just let them have it this turn. I mean, we're kind of in a bad spot, though. I mean, if we don't draw... I mean, we need to draw an untapped land. I mean, I think that's what we're banking on here. I think that's the play. We just do this. We take a hit. Hope to draw an untapped land. Pump the Cleric. Yeah, we failed. I think that's ball game. What's the worst that can happen? All right, it's opponent attack. Yeah, because any card they get, it's either going to be a land or a threat at this point. And there's no way we're going to recover from that. Yeah, if it's a land, they're just going to play the Professor. If we don't block, we take 4. Maybe they just attack with the Chariot, though. Maybe we get lucky. Oh, no. Now we're just dead. Okay, cool. Then we have near lethal in the air at that point. And would have changed. Now, granted, they did play a Nighthawk, so that would have changed things, obviously. But yeah, all right, we'll keep this. Games that frustrate me the most aren't even when I lose. It's just if I make a boneheaded mistake, you know. That's worse. I don't know if this is going to result in anything positive for us. I need something that gains life for this. Hallowed Priest is just going to sit here looking sad. Come on, bring your werewolf. Oh, it was not the werewolf. Alright, I guess we just do this. We need something. Alright, Chariot. I mean, that might get there too. Shoot. Oh, yeah. This draw resulted in nothing. Like, let's just move along. Okay, sure. This is an interesting one because Soul Mender's gonna kind of guarantee we get to gain at least some life every turn for our Clerical life spawn. And I have to admit, Soul Mender seems like a pretty junky card, but when you have multiple things that care about gaining life, you know, trying to get to a certain life total, whatever, like Soul Mender can do a little bit of work. Here is a good example. So let's make sure we have at least a 3/3 Cleric. So we're not even going to have to be obligated to block or anything here. Oh, so they must be playing Human Warriors. That's cool. Now the question becomes, do we wish to attack here or not? And give up our Soul Mender? I mean, we have a creature next turn. If the opponent... If we play a land... Actually, if we wait, because it's each turn, right? Alright, yeah. We'll just pass. We can turn this into a 5/5 on their turn. So that's a good little bonus trick from Soul Mender. Alright, so that's going to give Deuter double strike. Nuisance, but that's fine. We'll live with it. Sure. No blocks. Like, not our favorite thing in the world, but yeah, no. Now it becomes like, do we play... Actually, you know what? No. If we're going to end up having to race, this is just the way it's going to be. I mean, I have a feeling we're taking, like, 10 damage next turn, but whatevs. I'm looking for a land so I can make another angel. Alright, so that gives double strike, so it's going to be 8, not 10, so that's okay. That could have been a lot worse. This just double strikes on its own, though, which is annoying. So we take 12, go to 8? Yeah, sure, alright. If you get us, you get us, opponent. I'm willing to accept the consequences. If they just have more of what they need next turn, so be it. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what I get for smarting off. Needed land, did not find it. Yeah, I guess. And we could potentially just be dead next turn. Like, this is real. Yeah, even if we get a land, we might have to sacrifice something next turn. I don't even think we're in a situation where we can just play Aura even, as much as I want to. Though the opponent not having equipment here is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, those little duders, that's fine. Excellent. Let's gain a life. And let's block here. Alright. Okay, so that went okay. Alright. So now it's who's on the chopping block. Because the Soul Mender's actually turned out to do some work for us, so I don't think Soul Mender can go. If we play this, though, this does gain us 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. This will get 2 triggers, and that's 7. Passion Orator, you might be on the chopping block. Alright. Get in there, duders. You know what to do. This is also good because if we double block with things next turn, you get the option of, like, when both creatures die. So let's say I block with Aura, Orator, and Righteous Valkyrie. there will be 2 triggers where the Righteous Valkyrie can return the Orator and Aura can return the Valkyrie. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I don't think there's a situation where we die here being at 12. Yep. All right. Yeah, we had some games that were quick and simple. We had some that were pretty strategic and grindy. It was kind of all over the place, but I think that's fun. I like having a deck like this where even when there's a streamlined strategy, the gameplay isn't monotonous, right? It's different every game. I think the only thing I would really do here is I would possibly cut 1 Taborax to play an additional Elite Spellbinder. I think that card's good enough that I want to just have a 3rd copy, access to it regularly. I think that would be good. But otherwise, I don't think I want to touch this too much. It actually played very well. I liked how the new cards integrated. I liked how the old cards that we never got to play with, you know, our sleepers, we'll call them, did very well on this list too. So overall, I don't have many complaints about the list. And what's cool about it is I think some people who enjoy playing Clerics probably own the majority of this, so it should be a pretty easy list to put together, especially if you built any of the other Clerics lists we've had from the last 2 seasons. So yeah, this should be a fun one for people to build and have a good time with, so thumbs up. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Bitter Ordeal. And this is a card I don't think you hear much about, but it is kind of quirky. You know, it has Gravestorm, which I think you don't see that often on Magic cards, but when stuff has gone to the graveyard, you get that many copies of the spell whenever you decide to play it, and it lets you remove a card just right out of an opponent's graveyard or library, sorry. And the cool part about that is you can stop combo things, you can get just problematic sideboard cards. Maybe if there's just a big crazy thing that's going to scare you in a commander game, you can just go get it out of somebody's deck, right? So it's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of it. But the biggest thing about this card is it kind of fits the same thing as our theme of the card spotlight from yesterday, is that it's a 1 print only card and it does a pretty unique thing. And when that's the case, you have a uniqueness that's on a useful ability and there's only 1 printing of it. The card's always going to be worth something. So yeah, this is actually worth a pretty penny. And this is another card I think people kind of gloss over or forget about a lot of times when they're going through collections or even their own personal stuff they have hiding around in a box. So this is, hell, this could get you some of those cards you may want as we start getting into the new world to play cards in our local game stores again. So yeah, see what you got. Bitter Ordeal. It's worth a little bit. Don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below along with links for everything else. So if you come join us on Facebook or on Twitch on our streams, you might get your deck featured or at least get to decide what we're going to play on the stream or on YouTube. So you can come. It's kind of interactive. We're cool like that. And we also have a bunch of cool kids in the Brood over in our Discord. The links for that are there as well. And we have like 500 people. We're talking about all kinds of things all the time. And we even have specific channels for all the different formats if you just want to get deck help or ask for strategy stuff. And don't forget, shopping on TCGPlayer Amazon. I have a link for that down below. If you click that before you do your shopping, you'll be able to help the channel out, and you don't have to do anything else different, literally. It's just do that first before you go buy your groceries or whatever you do on Amazon. And finally, I want to say thank you again for all of you that have already done this. But if you haven't, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and notification bell there, because as y'all have done that, it has really helped the channel pick up momentum this past week, and I want to say thank you because I'm super appreciative. And if you haven't, why not? Let me know in the comments below why not. I'm seriously curious, or maybe you just don't want to do it privately, send me a DM over on Twitter. I'd love to know why you aren't liking the videos or why you're not subscribing, because maybe that's something I can do. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.